Welcome everyone, and welcome Ambassador Kang to our online session today to celebrate the Australian Book Week. I'm Mel Cashin and I'm the Quality Education Manager at SeeBeyondBorders. I'm based here in Battambang, but I'm originally from Yorta land on the Murray River in Australia. So I have a long history of celebrating Book Week. We're really excited at SeeBeyondBorders to celebrate Book Week alongside Australia. I know I've seen lots of images from home in the last week of people dressing up and celebrating. And we recognise the importance of literacy and reading skills in providing opportunities for children in the future and today. With already low literacy levels, and now with the impact of school closures because of COVID, we know that there's some big challenges facing education in Cambodia. And it's thanks to the support that we get from the Australian government that we get to continue working with teachers and trying to achieve that transformational change that we're looking for.
And good morning, Ambassador Kang and everyone. Today I want to share my experience when I was young. So when I was young, I didn't know how important was it to read a book, but I am joyful when I read a book. And I learned how to read from the main book and read after the teacher, mainly based on memory. And in the school has a library for the student reading books, but some teacher didn't allow students to read the book at the library. They focus only on the main books and read the answer the question below the story. Yeah, that's all.
So did you have many books that the teacher would read, or was it more just the textbooks that you had?
Oh, just the textbook.
Yeah. And what would the teachers do with it?
Read and tell the student to listen, not do action anything.
So my experience when I was in primary school is it's not funny, but it's kind of a little bit chaos because I changed school like 4 times from just grade 1 to grade 6. My first grade 1 experience, I never write anything down. I just got the date, and when I go back, my mom said I didn't learn anything, and then next year I have to repeat grade 1 because she think like I didn't learn from school. So I changed to another school just to like get the basic foundation of our language and literacy, and then I changed the school again when I was in grade 3. But I didn't really know how to read until like I was around grade 6. Like that was the time when I changed to an international school. So I got a scholarship to an international school. But like I had to repeat grade 6 for three times. Like it's I repeat grade 6 for 3 times. And so my last time in grade 6 was at an international school. That was like the first time like I see like a lot of books and like real time learning to read. Like so there's a lot of book in the library, and I totally agree with Ambassador Kang, and I kind of have the same experience because I was told to like do the analyze. Like I have to read the books, analyze, and come the next day like do an essay or something like that. And that was the real time when I know how to read. I have an eye-openings to like some Western book or English book, and also Khmer book. So I think it is very important like for me and for my family. Like they really care about primary education. So that's why they put me in many years in education, and which is like need to know like the best technique and the quality teacher to get students to where they want to be and be educated. Yeah. So that was my experience.
Such a hard question, Mel, because it sort of depends on what kind of kind of level we're talking about. So I have a favorite book from when I was very young, and then as you get older, you start reading more in-depth books, more complicated books, novels, etc. But I guess when you're young, that's when you really remember, the first time you picked up a book and you just thought, wow, this is an amazing book. And so I do have it here, actually. And a lot of you will know this book, I think, because it is a famous book for kids, for, I guess, primary school and even toddlers around the world. So it's this book here, Where the Wild Things Are. It was written in 1963. And the thing I really like about this book, it's like, you pick this up in a library, right? And it really captures your imagination, because it's very much about an other world, this book. It's a little kid who has done something wrong, so he's sent to bed without having any dinner. And then he starts dreaming about being taken away to this completely other world and meeting all these fantastical creatures who look like really scary, but they're actually really soft at heart, and he becomes their king and he rides around on them, and then he gets a bit bored after a while, and he decides to go, and they don't want him to go, so they cry, they try and get him to stay, and he's thinking of home, he's getting homesick. And then so he basically gets in a boat and he sails back over the sea back into his bedroom, where clearly his mum or dad is given him his dinner. It's sitting there waiting for him, and it's just this sense of other world, this sort of imaginary place. The forest just starts growing in his bedroom. It's become, I think, a favorite of a lot of kids over the years. It even turned into a movie. It was that popular. So that's kind of the book that I remember the most when I was, very young, and reading that for the first time. And of course, I read it to my kids as well. But yeah, it sort of stayed with me.
It's, yes, definitely one that I remember from school and was a favourite for me to pick off the shelf when I was a teacher to share with the children around imagination. I think we actually might have a copy of that on our bookshelf behind you there, Srero, so I'll have to pull that out. Maybe we can do a reading tomorrow with the Changemakers. Dina, what is your favourite book?
Yes, ma'am. So, for me, my favorite book is The Hat and the Snake. It is about the method before in snake and the rabbit to drink water in the lake. In snake win because they are humble, small, work in team.
It's okay. It's reminding me, I know in Australia we have a similar story or storyline called the hare and the tortoise. So I think it's amazing how different cultures have a similar moral, but with different characters and different parts to the story. Yeah. Thank you. It's been really great to celebrate Book Week. I know, especially from being an Australian, having the opportunity to celebrate. And thank you to the Changemakers for your sort of sharing of experiences. Poe, I know you'd just like to say a final word.
Yeah. So Thank you very much. Yes, Ambassador Kang and everybody. It's on behalf of SeeBeyondBorders. I want to thank the ambassador for the support just of the ANCP's partnership and just for the the recovery. And we received SeeBeyondBorders. We received funding from the ANCPs and about 5 years now, and it's been very important here for us in Cambodia. The funding has improved the education for the thousands of children just in the country, but it's really just help us to improve the system and processes in our own organization standard. We have now just have a program that we build capacity for the staff, and also developing just the system that our program delivery is really going beyond the tradition. But I mean, it's to me, the enable us really just to secure our staff well-being, but it's at the same time just to maximize the effectiveness of every program, every activity we deliver with the school and with her system. So yes, so thank you very much just for all the support from the Australian government, and of course just through yourself, Ambassador. Yeah, so thank you.
Ambassador Kang, would you like to say any last words before we go?
Well, thanks very much to all of you for taking the time to share some of your experiences and hopes for the future. Teaching is one of the most important and one of the most undervalued professions, but you have a direct role in in shaping the next generation, and so it's a great, inspiring role that you have, and I wanted to wish you all the best in your ongoing efforts. Thanks again for all the support for Book Week, and really do hope that we can see schools reopen soon, and I'm looking forward to coming to Battambang again and catching up with you there. Stay safe and keep working hard, and see you again in the future. Jup knia pel grawi.
Akuncharan. Good luck with reading your book to the children tomorrow.